So I'm afraid that the worst has happened. If you go to BG Sports website, they've vanished, and I've been in touch with around 60 people. I've been put in touch with them, and they all say that they've been ripped off between amounts of $50 all the way up to about $10,000 to $14,000 of their own money. So it's been a long, very long scam. And after looking at a couple of the wallets that people were sending money to, I saw one transaction go to this wallet that was for about $1.5 million of US dollar tether. Now this wallet has an immense amount of money in it. It's got about $1.6 billion in it, and just in US dollar tether alone, which was the main currency of BG Sport, there's $1.4 billion worth of US dollar tether in there that is not for the users of the platform, but for whoever owns this wallet. And so when you see those kinds of numbers, that, you know, that is an immense amount of money, $1.4 billion, you can understand how a scam like BG Sport can happen. It was a very long-winded scam, so I think I first became aware of it around October, November, and it's only just disappeared. So I did have some information about BG Sport. That I was talking to somebody who had contact with an ex-employee, and I was also talking to a couple of people who live in the Philippines and one of them had worked for a scam call center for a scam similar to this, and another one works for legitimate pogos and was able to tell me a lot of peripheral details about the Philippines. So basically, Harry worked for BG Sport, and very similar to the stories from the two other sources that I've got, they said that they don't really know what sort of job that they're signing up for. So they either don't know that it's a scam, or they don't know that it's a scam yet, or they've applied for an office job as an office junior or someone working in IT, which, as we know, BG Sport on their SEC registration do say that they're just something to do with computer platforms, with software. So Harry went to the job and then realised that the project had resorted to being a scam, and he said that this happened at around about the 12th of January was when he resigned, along with another colleague. So the other information that he gave was that there was a change of management and that they were Chinese, and that sounds a lot like it had turned into a typical scam pogo that was run by Chinese organised crime, and they would probably be human trafficking Chinese people offering good salaries. These are just possibilities. But it looks like it, so I'm probably going to say that it's pretty much going to be like any other pogo that's illegal. The only thing that I think may have been misinterpreted or misheard was that the website will end up disappearing. That's the end. That's how he knew it was a scam. But he said that it was going to happen during the World Cup, but it hasn't. It's happened during the semi-finals of the FA Cup thereabouts. He also confirmed that GTT and BG are the same company, which didn't really take that much working out. The main thing that he also stressed was that the only thing that was real was the money for the referrals. And as you can see, as I've left on the screen, there is $1.4 billion that they can make anybody believe that they're making money with for a long period of time there, until they pull the rug with at least $1.5 million. So they'd kick people if they didn't recruit them. The address that they've given on their SEC incorporation certificate is for the SEC in the Philippines, for the actual government building. And the address that's on the SEC incorporation certificate seems to be in an area called Lugam, which is in the north of Manila. And there are no POGOs registered in that area. That area that it points to is just a shanty town. It's a place where people live with corrugated steel and scaffolding. It is out of the way in the mountains. It's nowhere. So it's not in an office block or anything like that. It's just a virtual address that they've used. It's possibly a convenience store. So it took a while to show that this one was a scam. My advice is, if anything comes out of the Philippines, any website whatsoever, be it for an investment or for gambling, just stay away from them. Stay away from all of them. Even the regulated ones are suspect. I've had the opportunity to use one of them, and just by virtue of the language barrier and the lack of automation makes them highly suspect. The whole point of using cryptocurrency is that I don't have to talk to customer care, I don't have to deal with a clerk, I don't have to wait for somebody to press a button on the other side of the globe while I'm left hanging waiting to withdraw by sending them a text by WhatsApp. That's not how cryptocurrency works. So I would just stay away from any of these Philippine companies. They're more than likely all scams. I would treat them all as scams. So I'm sorry to hear that all those people lost all that money, and there's not really a lot that we can do to get it back. But yeah, if anyone's saying to you that you can bet and never lose, it's a scam.